It was like really good texture. Um, the meal
I
was flavorful. We had some gyoza with it too.
I do love me some noodles. What the hell is gyoza?
Gyoza is like it's a dumpling.
Oh my god, noodles and dumplings. Oh, that sounds so good right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it was
Damn.
sweet, dude. Tonight I did not have something as interesting. I had chicken and roasted broccoli, and I had for lunch I had leftover spaghetti, and I had a bagel this morning.
It's way more interesting than me. I literally had like protein shakes, popcorn, and then Impossible Burger.
Impossible Burger sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so one from Trader Joe's, or no, not Trader Joe's. I think it's either Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. It's one of those two. But anyways, it's good. It still has like some solid beef or imitation beef flavor. You can tell it's that it's made with like black beans and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, I got the Impossible Burger when we went out to dinner on Saturday night. Me and the D&D group. Sorry, it
Oh, nice. Okay. How was that?
was good. I enjoyed the burger. I've had it before a couple times. There's a place that me and Dad go to usually. It's this hotel like bar restaurant type of thing in Mountain View. They make a really killer um, what's it? They make a killer Impossible Burger. I literally lost my train of thought of what we were talking about. My bad, man.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Are we
I
recording, by the way?
yeah, we're recording.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 9 to 5 boys. It is your boys. I'm your host, Gil. This is my also host, my
Erik.
co-host. Yeah. What else has been going on, man? So this week's been cool. I went to go see that. Let's talk a little bit about movies here. I went to go see that movie Air. It's that like movie about the Air Jordans.
Yeah, it's the one with Ben Affleck. He also directs the movie, right?
He directed it. He stars in it as like he's the supporting actor. Matt Damon's the star of it. He does a great job as always, of course. There's a great speech he does over this like montage, and it's dope. And it's really interesting. So the whole movie is about them trying to get Jordan to sign on for the deal, and it didn't show any of the aftermath of the sales or anything. But it was like it was trying to reach up to that point, right, of them signing him because like the plot of it is like I guess Nike, and it's interesting to put in perspective. I will say this: it's interesting to put in perspective that they were like at a low point in like the mid '80s. They were like a really they were a big player in the basketball shoe game in the '80s because like Converse had like was really popular, and so was Adidas, um, and so Nike was like kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. And Michael Jordan was a rookie at this point. Like he had never been on like an NBA court. He was just a college draft pick at this time,
Yeah.
and it's pretty sweet because like we as the audience know like oh they're gonna be like madly successful, but these people in the movie don't know that they're gonna like they're taking a risk. They're taking a gamble, and apparently Matt Damon's character I think has a gambling addiction, so maybe that's like what contributes. So that this movie has a good message for gambling addicts. Don't quit while you're ahead, dude. Come on.
Don't
Um,
walk away from the table when you're about to get $23 gajillion, on the next hit.
don't walk away when you're rolling high, man.
God, what
You
was it?
gotta
There was a
keep playing.
funny post I saw online. It's like some person posts, it's like, oh, my mom has like a serious gambling addiction. She lost the house, she lost the car, you know, she lost everything. It's like, that's a really weird way to say that your mom is very bad at gambling.
Yeah, that's facts. But
Yeah.
but no, so the movie's good though. I mean, it's interesting and it makes me like invested in like the creation of a shoe. It's like it's not that big of a concept you think of. But they somehow have to make it like revolutionary. And they kind of do because like they
Yeah.
so I guess the NBA has a rule about like you have to wear like a certain percentage of white on the shoe. Um, and so they broke that code and like made it mostly all red and a little bit of white. And they have to like pay a
Um,
fine each game that he plays in them, and like that's how they sold it. That was a marketing point. It's interesting, man. It's a good movie. It's a pretty good movie. It's funny. It's very funny. It's very well written, very well done. Again, Matt Damon does this great speech.
I imagine killer soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack is just perfect. The soundtrack is like peak. It's amazing. It's never been a soundtrack quite like this since Breakfast Club, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, that's fucking facts, though. Oh my god, you're right.
Breakfast Club has a killer soundtrack. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, the movie was sweet. And this Sunday there was a special showing of The Big Lebowski for like the 25th anniversary, so we went for that.
Me and our father and our sister did the same thing. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and I walked in with this sweater. I mean, it's not the exact sweater, but it's close. Everyone like
Yeah.
sort of thinks of me as the dude in it. And I walk in and there's a guy with a pendulum sweater on. We just make eye contact and he gives me like a thumbs up and I'm like, yeah, man. It
Okay,
was sweet.
I can't get over the fact though that because of your attire right now and the way you're sitting, you look like that one character from The Gentleman. Raymond Smith.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right with the glasses, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's right. That's a fair point, man. I didn't think about that. Oh, you even got the hair tied up.
I look like I'm
Um,
tuning into like Raymond Smith's like Let's Play of like Resident Evil 4 or something.
it's like the Zoom class or something for a professor. Like he's just at home. He's like, all right, students.
Okay,
Um,
how to intimidate London youth. Step 1, have an MP5 with a silencer.
oh my god. Um, yeah, no. So that was fun. That was a good experience. It's fun, like because when people are like in the audience laughing along to the jokes, it's like they've it's been 25 years and it still makes people laugh. That's funny. That's just great and it's connecting and it's just fun to watch it with other people, with strangers, but you're all connecting over the same thing. That's the theater experience, dude.
No,
Uh,
it's a magical experience not only with that, but also like seeing it like on that screen. It's like it transcends, you know, everything. Like it's almost like you feel like you're in 1998 and the movie's just come out.
yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
Yeah.
It brings a nostalgia to it,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And I mean, I love going to the movies. That's why I have the AMC Stubs thing. I hate the ads before the movies. I will argue that. Hate the excessive ads. Like, just show me a couple trailers. Like, show me like 3 trailers. Get me to the movie, and then get me on with my fucking show. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I don't
I don't.
need
I hate.
advertisements.
I hate the Nicole Kidman one. I hate that I can quote it. It's so stupid. I can literally like I read it word for word almost every time me and Kate go to the movies. It's like it's so bad.
That's no bueno. That is no
Yeah.
bueno.
Um. What else has been going on this week?
Uh me and the folks went to Cayucas, and since our mom likes going to antique stores there because they actually have like 3 antique stores with a lot of great stuff. We went into one, and I was like, I'm gonna buy a sword. I see a sword in that case. I'm gonna buy a sword.
You bought a sword?
I bought a sword.
Well, don't tell me it's a fucking katana.
No, I'm not a fucking weeb. Okay.
Thank God. I was like, bro, you don't do that.
If anything, I'm a JoJo weeb. So if anything, I'd work out to like be built like a Joestar and then get the appropriate attire. But
Exactly. You dress gay as fuck. But go on.
exactly. But no, it was the only sword they had in the case, and the reason why thought about getting the sword was because me and my D&D group, we all collect swords except for me. I haven't actually started an official collection yet. Literally, the only thing I had to bring to the table was like a glorified dagger, which was the Tonto that I got from my friend for Christmas, apparently.
Yeah.
So I saw this sword in the case and I thought, this is a legit sword. I gotta actually have this so I can say I'm one of the guys. I actually have a fucking sword. And it's a Roman style gladius sword made from
Okay.
Damascus steel, and it's very beautiful.
Interesting, man. Interesting.
Yeah,
I dig it.
yeah.
It's very cool. It's like a real sword that like cuts and everything.
It's a real sword. You know the test where you like rub the blade against your fingernail or thumbnail just to see how sharp it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's razor fucking sharp. Like,
Oh wow, that's intense, man. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. In case you got an intruder, you got a fucking sword.
exactly. I'll charge at them like, this is Sparta.
Yeah, for real. Imagine like you live in a loft and like, cause like a loft has like the stairwell there,
Oh,
and so they come into the front entrance. You just jump from your bed like, hiya, and just stab one of his fucking like neck with it.
Oh my god, or better yet, like actually like Zack Snyder 300, just fucking yeet the sword down the stairs and just plug the guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just like Spartacus throwing fucking like a javelin, dude.
Just fucking leap through the air and then suddenly everything goes in slow motion because it's that epic. And then, just like fucking Spartan kick them as I come down the stairs.
Dude, speaking of like swords and stuff, I was watching. So this Wednesday, me and Kate are going to a special showing of Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King,
Oh, hell yeah.
and which is like I love that. I love that title card is a meme template. But anyway, it's great because like and it's the extended edition, so it's gonna be like 4.5 hours long,
Oh,
some shit like
fucking
that.
hell.
I know, yeah. And then so like I'm watching the first Lord of the Rings, the extended edition. It's 3 hours and 48 minutes. I've been about an hour in. Um, but it's fun, man. It's got this like comfort feeling to it. It's a very good comfort movie because like when you're in the Shire, you're like, oh, I feel so cozy. And then like even when they're like adventuring and stuff, as long as you got Samwise and like Frodo, dude, you're like chilling.
Exactly, until they
Um,
have their like little spits, deep into the adventure, and you're like, oh no, this ring is, testing their friendship.
yeah, for real. Mommy
Yeah.
and Daddy, you're fighting again.
Oh god, if they ever split up, I definitely want to live with Samwise Gamgee. I'm sorry, like
No,
Frodo.
he's goaded.
Yeah.
Samwise is goat. The minute that Frodo was hopping in a boat and leaving, he was like, "Well, I'm coming with you." Like, I'm shit, man. What a G, dude.
Oh my
G,
god,
man.
man. Truly fantastic movie. Incredible casting, like just perfect in every way.
Phenomenal. Um, phenomenal movie.
Speaking of which, one of my friends from D&D actually has Aragorn's sword.
Excuse me.
He actually does.
That's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, it's even got like a small little dagger on the side of it too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Rad, man. That's
Yeah.
sweet. Um, oh, that's so sick. I was cool because when I went to the Pop Culture Museum in Seattle, they had Gimli's helmet on like display and some other stuff. I think they had um, the one sword that Frodo has,
Ah, okay, the one
the
that
one that turns
glows
his
blue, right?
that glows blue when there's orcs nearby. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Love that movie. I need to put this down. Um,
Yeah, speaking of movies, I started watching Religulous today. It's that Bill Maher
oh, the
movie about,
documentary.
yeah, exactly, about religion.
Didn't I can't remember who I watched that with. Wasn't it you guys?
I think yeah, it was. It was. Granted, I was a little buzzed, so I kind of fell asleep like about like the last 20 minutes, but
No, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good movie too. It's funny. I mean, he's coming from a standpoint like you can't really like argue people on faith. They just fall back on that. It's blind faith. You know what I mean? It's just such a strong perseverance of belief. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has their thing. Everyone do whatever you got to do. Find whatever you got to find to get through this existence, man. It's all crazy. I'm generally just like, if you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody, if you're just hurting yourself, that's fine too. Um, but if you want to practice all that stuff, if you want to like, that's what you find comfort in, go for it. I'm not gonna really egg on anybody for it. I think that's one problem I have with the film is like, Bill Maher comes from this like standpoint, which I mean it's understandable. He's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
He comes from this standpoint where he's just making fun of all of it, and that can be really like, I mean, I make a lot of religion jokes on the regular, but like never to people's faces. You know what I mean? Not to like, not to people who are like die hard for that shit.
Yeah, no, it's like it's okay to like make like a joke because you're all having like good fun and whatnot, but it's like I'm not one for like dismantling an entire like person's worldview for no reason. Like if it was genuinely because they're using it to like do bad things, then yeah, go right ahead. But if you're just like living your life, and trying to be like a better person and using this as your platform to do it, it's like, well, I ain't gonna fight that. If you want to go to church
Neither
every
am I,
Sunday,
dude.
that's
No, no,
cool.
no. I'm not gonna worry about it. People
Yeah.
do their thing. As long as you're not hurting anybody. If
Yeah.
like if someone's being a bigot, rip them apart. But like other than that, if they're just trying to like yeah, like you said, like lead a good life, be a good
Yeah.
person, then like leave them be, man.
Yeah. And
It's no
honestly,
concern of mine.
correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the rock band Bush is like technically a Christian rock band, and they came up with some of the hardest guitar riffs of all time. So like, I mean, shit. Like, if a good Christian boy can come up with a great riff, I ain't fighting that.
I mean, like Jesus music is actually like a slap, dude. So like if you, I think we talked about this last month or so ish. Oh my God, wait, it's April, right? It might have been February. So like a couple months ago, then I guess. Oh my God, time's an illusion.
Yeah.
Um, doesn't help that I'm stoned all the time. So 2 months ago, we went to go see this movie called The Jesus Revolution, and I guess Jesus music, which is like all this like very thematic stuff and like these hymns that are turned into like pop songs,
Yeah.
are using rock and roll. That's all like a genre of Jesus music apparently, which is like really nice to listen to. I'm not like I like Jesus as like a person, but like his whole thing, his whole belief system, the whole faith behind it, behind him, it's not always for me. But I like the teachings, and so like it's nice to listen to. It's very comforting. It's very cool. Um, yeah, Jesus was a Jewish socialist, man. I will attest this to the day I die.
Yeah. What
He
is it?
was Bernie Sanders.
One of my favorite sea shanties, Grey Funnel Line, actually has some religious iconography in the lyrics. Actually.
Oh, interesting. I love that you're into sea shanties, man. That album you recommended me was sweet, dude. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Another great one they did is what is it? Of Land and Sea, I think it's called. Let me look this up just to.
I'll have to write it down, man. I'm at like album number like today. I made it through. I think it was three
Between Wind and
fifteen or something.
Water. Between Wind and Water. That's what it's called.
Between Wind and Water. Who's the artist again?
By the Longest Johns. Same guys.
Between Wind and Water. Water. Um, by the Sea Johns.
The Longest Johns.
The Longest Johns. That's a crazy name.
I know, the Longest Johns, man.
Um, I'm at album number 320 today.
You're at three. You listened to 320 albums this year so far.
New albums, yeah, that I've never heard
Wow.
before.
Damn. Well, I can throw a few more to you if you want. I mean,
I mean, yeah, I've got the list spread out quite far. Yeah, keep them coming, dude.
okay. An artist that I actually got recently is TV Girl, and their album is God. What is it? Who Really Cares? I think that's what it's called.
Who really cares? Okay,
By
far
TV
out.
Girl. Yeah.
Cares. Yep, cool.
Yeah, and then, dude, I digged that Spoon album you sent me. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the what's it? Lucifer in a on a sofa.
Lucifer on the Sofa.
Lucifer on the sofa. That album is like a bop, dude. I love
Mm-hmm.
There was a track. I gotta look at the track list real quick because I mean like the hardest. I think it's the hardest touch is a good track, of course.
The Hardest Cut, I
Uh,
think you mean.
the hardest cut. There it is.
See, I'm more of
Um,
a The Devil and Mr. Jones. I
that
like that
one's a
one.
that one's a bop, dude. Wild is good. The title track is also good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got this whole like alternative kind of like 60s kind of like rock
Like old
sound.
blues almost. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's really good stuff.
Yeah, I've been listening also to like through King Gizzard's like whole discography, which is like crazy, man. I think today's album, Murder of the Universe, I think it's called. It was weird, but it was cool. Um,
I would
also to
imagine Murder of the Universe would be pretty fucking weird.
yeah, it's got this like trippy stuff. There's like this lady doing some narration, which is cool.
Oh,
Um, it was a cool. Yeah, oh, one of my favorites of theirs is like it's got this like Western theme almost to it. Let me look at their discography again because it goes crazy. And then I also listened to Run the Jewels, their RTJ Cuatro album, which is like a Spanish remix of like RTJ 4. It was sick. It was
ooh,
sick. Oh, a really good album from them is Eyes Like the Sky. It's got this whole Western narration thing kind of going on, the storytelling. It's very cool.
Yo, okay,
Very
okay.
cool album. Very interesting. Their King Gizzard's like all over the place, man. They got some wild tracks. But I dig all their stuff. I usually give it like an 8. Um, yeah, that Plum Tree album I sent you, that was a really good one too. I like that band because like they only made like 3 albums. They're these girls that met like in high school. They were like mid-teens, and then they broke up after they graduated to go pursue other things. But
I
they
mean,
made some bops, dude.
it was cool while it lasted because, like, you know, like they created some great hits, honestly.
Mhm.
And I love how painfully accurate I was. It was basically if Gwen Stefani fronted for the Goo Goo Dolls. Like that was insanely accurate.
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's how it be.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I like the lead vocals a lot. Those were like interesting. It was very punky. Um,
Also
it
had
was very
elements of like surfer rock almost with like the
yeah, like some indie kind of like vibes. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That was really good, honestly. Yeah.
indie punk. It reminded me of this band in the Bay Area called Loser Lees. They're very cool, man. Very cool band. Yeah, it's very that surf rock kind of thing. Kind of that indie punk
Yeah.
sound. It was cool, man. Uh, what other albums have I? Oh, I listened to the newest Depeche Mode because my girlfriend bought me a vinyl pressing of it, which is sweet.
Ooh, okay.
It was called Memento Mori, and it's a really cool album.
Um.
I've never listened to Depeche Mode, honestly, and I know that might be a sin in some circles, but um,
Oh,
it was
dude,
cool, man. I enjoyed it.
Violator is like their best album, but now I have to listen to that album. Memento Mori, is that what it's called?
Memento Mori, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look up their 1990 album Violator.
I
It
might have already
has
wrote it down. I think because Kate told me to do the same thing. Okay, so Violator is like their best.
Oh yeah, cuz it has like 3 of their most popular tracks. It's got Personal Jesus,
Uh huh.
Enjoy the Silence, and then Policy of Truth.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, it's a great album. It really is.
I dig it, man. I'm curious. They're very cool. They got this very particular sound. It's interesting, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
What other notable albums have I listened to in recent? I'm gonna look through my list here and go back a bit. I Oh, there was a Jane's Addiction album, which is really cool. Ritual de lo Habitual.
Ooh.
It's very cool, man. It's like this funk kind of rock kind of vibe.
Huh.
Very dope. Oh yeah, I was listening to some funk. Like I listened to Wild Cherry's self-titled album. Their first track off of that is "Play That Funky Music." You know, so play that funky music. Why? Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh my
sweet, man. It's good. It's a
god.
good album. I listened to 100 gecs. Um, I listened to their newest album. I think I talked about their 10,000 gecs album on the pod. If I didn't, it was very cool. It was more digestible than their 1,000 gecs album. I listened to that last week, and like while it was sweet, it was cool. It's this very like experimental, like techno kind of thing. Um,
Ah, okay.
it's very different. I do recommend you check it out. It's kind of like a sweet album. I'd say like so the newest one is more digestible because they're signed with a label now and stuff. But when they were independent, like doing the Thousand Gex album, that one's like all over the place, but it's still really cool. It's interesting music, and like it puts it all together. It's very um, eclectic. I think is the word I would say,
Yeah.
and it's still cool though. There's a really good track off that album that stuck with me. It was and this is the problem is like I'm listening to so many albums and it's hard to keep track of all of them and like recommend some stuff.
Nah,
I like Stupid Horse and Ringtone a lot. Yeah, it's cool. Uh, it's some hyper pop. That's what it's sort of categorized as.
well, now I gotta look up that definition. Hyper pop. That sounds interesting.
Actually, yeah. What is the definition of hyper pop? I don't know. There's so many genres and subgenres of music. It's very hard to Very hard to keep track. It reflects an exaggerated, eclectic, and oh yeah, see eclectic and self-referential approach to pop music, and typically employs elements such as brash synth melodies, auto-tuned earworm vocals, and excessive compression and distortion, as well as surrealist or nostalgic references to 2000s internet culture and the Web 2.0 era. That that's the Wikipedia definition, and that's literally what 100 gex is. Yeah, this is like pretty, but it's there are also like a couple other things. I think it could be argued.
Dude,
It's interesting, man.
the way they describe that, it just sounds like shoegaze on crack. But yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Is
yeah,
that a second beer, my dude?
it's a Diet Pepsi.
Oh, you're having Diet Pep.
Yeah,
Nice. Um, yeah, this is a. I don't know if I said the flavor. This is passion orange. It's quite
passion
good.
orange. Yeah, what does that taste like? Is it like a sherbet?
It's just a juice drink. It's nice. It's easy. Ooh, we tried it. So there's this place across the street from my apartment. It's this like froyo slash banh mi slash smoothie place
Ooh,
slash iced milk tea or whatever. So anyway, so we went there, and Kate got some milk tea. I got a mango banana, and it was mango banana and apple juice smoothie, which was sweet, dude. It was awesome. That was sick. And
ooh.
then, yeah, cool spot. I want to try their banh mi at some point.
Yeah, banh mi is good. I do like banh mi's.
Well, when you find a good banh mi, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I mean, it's not very hard to do either.
No, it's just basically a sandwich, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a sandwich as anything. You just top stuff on it. I
There's
like
a
mine with like some jalapenos in there, dude. Oh, it should be spicy.
ooh. I mean, there's a place near Cow Poly that's not too far away from me that does pretty dang good banh mi, as well as like soup with like uh what do they call it? It's pho, right? That's what they call it, Vietnamese
Pho,
soup.
yeah.
Pho. It's got shrimp and stuff in it. It's perfect.
Pho's good, dude. There's a
Yeah.
couple good pho places up here, man. Um, One of my favorites to go to is there's Pho Lovers, or there's what else is there that we usually frequent? Oh no, there's a good Chinese place. There's a good Chinese place as well. Wok Song has been a recent frequent of mine.
Nice.
'Cause my buddy Jack's been going for a long time. He lives in Sunnyvale, so he knows of it.
Mm.
There's a good pho place in Santa Clara too, in El Camino. There, I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, pho's a great dish. Um, what else? My lady made a katsu, so it's like fried chicken fried like pork belly. It's like crazy.
Ooh, that does sound really good,
It went
actually.
hard, dude.
Oh,
And
I was
it
getting
was
hard thinking about it.
served with some rice and some fucking um what's it some like roasted carrots, which was sweet.
Okay,
Very
now I'm full
cool.
fucking staff now. Damn.
Yeah, bet, dude. I need to get a rice cooker at some point. That'd be useful.
Hmm.
I buy frozen rice and just microwave it. I don't want to do that. I want to go full experience and make some rice.
Dude, there's this one thing I saw online that I gotta try at some point, okay? So, someone took like French fries and like melt and cheese, like Mexican blend cheese, put it in a waffle iron and then pressed it. You basically got like one big like French fry cheese, bun.
Uh huh.
You put like a burger and then like, lettuce, tomato, and then like, your sauce and everything. Close it up and then it's like just basically eating hamburger, French fries, and cheese without the bun, period.
Oh wow, that's like kind of insane.
But now I have to try that because
That's
that
cool.
sounds insanely good.
That sounds cool though. It makes sense that the cheese would all grill in one place with that. You could also get a panini press and do kind of the same thing.
I could do that, but I don't have a panini press. I do have a waffle maker though, so
Yeah, yeah, that's facts. Yeah, you'd
yeah,
have to go out and buy a panini press.
exactly. But that's a good tip for anyone out there with like a gluten intolerance, like celiac disease or something. Like you can just do that and still enjoy burgers and fries all in one big fucking sandwich.
I've never done protein style at In-N-Out, but I've been curious to try it. I mean, it's all just lettuce wrap, which is like kind of cool and respectful.
I tried it once. It's actually pretty good.
No, I bet. Yeah, no, like lettuce doesn't even really taste like anything. It's totally fine to eat. Um,
And if anything, it enhances the cheese and the meat. If anything,
it kind of adds a focus to it because it reduces, well, not reduces, but it doesn't, it heightens the flavor in some way. I don't know. I'm not like a foodie.
it's
I just eat it,
because
man.
it's because the lettuce has such dull flavor that like it just makes the meat and cheese stand out so much more because those two are so rich in flavor. It's like you get through
Right.
like a soft like hard like the shell of a hard candy, you get straight to the center. It's like just an explosion of flavor in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Non-sexual.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just flavor, not nothing's coming in your mouth.
Yeah.
Unless you get like a, I always cook my eggs over hard because I don't want to be biting in the egg yolk and it nothing in my mouth.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean? I
that's a
stand by
concern.
that.
That's a concern I have with this cheeseburger style I've seen online, where it's like you get like a lump of like cheese, mush it into the actual like patty as you're cooking it, and then by the
Like,
time you
oh,
bite
you
into
like
it,
put it
it's
in the
like
center. You put it in the center, right? Oh,
yeah, and then by this time you like actually bite into it, like the cheese is like melted, it basically just shoots into your mouth.
I like to keep it on top, man, where it's controlled. That seems a bit much. I don't have to be like guessing where I bite and then I bite into hot cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the second a burger nuts in my mouth, the second I'm throwing fucking hands in this place.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got some good like. So there's a falafel drive-in up here. So we got like I got a pita, with some chicken, dude, and onion rings as the side. It was sweet, dude.
Dude, I just ate it and now you're making me hungry, man. Falafel sounds really fucking good right about now, man.
It
Fuck.
was really good. We went. It was Tuesday. We went for a movie. What was the movie? Trying to remember. It was. Oh my god! It's
Do you
been a
remember
week for me, man.
do you remember the plot at least of the movie?
I'm sure I would if I were reminded of it. Oh, it was the Mario movie. We went to go see Mario. That's right.
How the fuck you forget the Mario movie, bruh?
I don't know. It's been a week. It's just it all kind of mushes together, and I'm not always like fully conscious for it. So I just kind of be coasting. So yeah, the Mario movie was sweet. That's right. Oh my god.
I still need to
So we
see
went to go
that
see
though.
that. Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. It was really fun. The pacing was like really quick. But they had a lot of story to get in an hour and a half because you can't make a kids movie longer than an hour and a half because then you lose their attention.
Yeah.
Um, they're like, when is it supposed to be over? It could have been probably half an hour longer, but then again, it makes it a little harder to market, I think.
Well, no, and then
Um,
you just put in like a couple more action sequences, like specifically stuff with platforming. Then it actually gets people like nostalgic and whatnot. It's like, oh, I know this shit.
but yeah, it was like really fun and it was referential and like just really, it was just really cute. It was really fun. It was perfect. Um, I didn't even mind Chris Pratt as Mario. It was cool. Um, yeah, it was great. I enjoyed that movie a lot. It was super fun. Yeah. And
See,
then
the funniest thing out of that movie that I learned is that there was another voice that Chris Pratt was gonna do for Mario, but he didn't want to do it because he said it sounded a little too like New Jersey, like Tony Soprano. And I was like, you motherfucker, you lost out on being able to be Tony Soprano as Mario. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'd kind of been down for that. That would have been sweet.
Oh,
I kind of would have
that
been
would have gone
down.
so hard. I would have had newfound respect for him. Everything he's ever done up until this point would have been wiped clean from my mind if he did that.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
Yeah,
then I mean
that's anti-Italian discrimination right there.
they did a little bit of the accent in the movie. Like they did it for a commercial in the movie. It's like the story. They're like trying to be plumbers in New York, and they get sucked in the Mushroom Kingdom, which is crazy because they do it. They get sucked in while they're trying to like save New York. Like it's all again very fast pacing. It's like it starts with I don't know if I want to give away the whole movie. I don't think I will, but like
Yeah,
yeah,
don't.
it's all very like jumping from point to point to point to point. And there's never like a chance. I like the scenes with Bowser though. Fucking hilarious. He's got a song on streaming right now. It's They made him do a solo in the movie. It was great. It's called Peaches. Oh my god, it's fantastic.
The fucking memes are fantastic. Just him throwing a peach. Peach.
The song is great. It's Jack Black at his finest. It's very much his energy. I loved it. It was very fun. Yeah, it's just a fun movie. They go karting at one point. It's like,
Oh
okay,
my
sweet, this
god.
is cool. Um,
I do love that one interview with the cast of the Mario movie, and apparently Jack Black thought everyone else was going to dress up as the characters they play in the movie, but they didn't, and he was the only one dressed up. So
oh, is this for Kelly Clarkson? Yeah.
yeah. So he's sitting there just as Bowser. It's like, are you excited for the Mario movie? And he's just sitting there, and I'm just like, I can see that he's pretty fucking excited.
He's very excited. He wore a special suit to the movie premiere, which is sick. And
Yeah,
I'm
then he
so glad
twerks
he
at
did.
some point. Like, it was fucking insane.
He what?
Twerked.
Oh my god! At the
Yeah.
premiere?
No, in the costume on the fucking Kelly Clarkson show.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's more like just a simple shaking his ass, but it was funny. It was fucking
Good
hilarious.
for him, man.
Yeah. Now, if he twerked at the premiere, that'd be big fucking news. Everyone would be talking about that.
We'd be like, "Yo, Jack Black, goddamn, throwing all that ass on
Oh my God.
Thursday afternoon."
He didn't need Peach's cake. He got all that cake right there, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
The movie's fun. The movie's very fun, very enjoyable, very worthwhile. I would watch it again. Honestly, that's how good it was.
Okay. See, my eyes and my mind is set on Renfield right now because that is already out in theaters. I want to watch that as soon as possible. It's gonna be a good time.
That comes out this weekend. That is also one I'm excited for. Yeah, that one's gonna be sweet.
Oh, I thought it was already out. It comes out this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
I'm
is this
dumb.
weekend, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Just I've been trying to keep up. I've not yet seen Shazam, but it's not too much of a loss. I might just wait till it's on streaming.
Same, honestly.
I want to see John Wick.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Oh, the Pope's Exorcist comes out this weekend too. We got to check that out.
part of me wants to see that, but it's only because of Russell Crowe. I've heard that he's fantastic in the movie, so.
Oh, is Bo is Afraid? Oh, that comes out this week. Okay.
Oh, dude, what is it? Joaquin Phoenix is doing like a Napoleon Bonaparte biopic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's playing Napoleon.
I mean, he looks kind of like him. Yes, that makes sense.
No, when I told our folks this, they were like, "Wait, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "People have been asking for him to play, that character or play that person at some point, like for the longest time, and now he's actually doing it. That's awesome."
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently he looks just like Napoleon. Apparently, I didn't know
And
that.
he looks very close to Napoleon, man. I mean,
Yeah.
very. Um,
I'm sorry, history buffs. We only briefly covered Napoleon in high school, so I didn't know much about him except for the fact that he was short and he died of arsenic poisoning.
I was wrong, dude. Renfield came out last weekend. Never mind. You were right. But he died of what?
Arsenic poisoning.
Okay.
It was a long debated rumor for a while until they actually uncovered his corpse and confirmed it. The first telltale sign was the fact that his body was pretty well preserved when it shouldn't be, and that's usually a sign of someone that has ingested arsenic.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't he banished to isolation for some time on an island?
He was, because he messed up big time. Like he was like a 70s rock star. He was like riding a great high, emperor, friends with everybody, friends with Russia, and then shit goes sideways and everyone hates him. And then he just gets exiled. So
That's cool.
yeah, turned a once great empire into like just normal France. And normal France is not doing so well right now.
There's a lot of shit going down.
Yeah.
The protest. It's like the raise of like the retirement age, and what else is it?
Probably just other related stuff to that. I don't know. Like, look, the French don't really like, working without getting like some serious benefits, and they like having like 5-hour lunches. Okay, so
They do indeed.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't kept up close enough with all that, so I have no idea. I'm not gonna throw my hat in the ring or anything. Um,
Although one of the funniest things that happened in the news is Joe Biden's trip to Ireland. That was amazing,
what
actually.
happened there?
Okay, so since Joseph R. Biden is a proud Irish American, he flaunts it every now and then. So when he got the
He would.
chance,
He fucking would, wouldn't he?
he would. And so when he got the chance to go to Ireland, Ireland is like, okay, we're gonna like pull out all the stops, man. Like big old stage, big old green stage, American flag on one side, big old Irish flag on the other side. He just comes out while shipping up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys is playing on loudspeakers. And you can tell he's like very energized by the crowd because the crowd is just like cheering him on and everything. And it is just so positive. It's like watching like a WWE entrance. It was fucking amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's rad. So like he had like a good welcome to. That's that's insane. That's kind of awesome. You
Yeah,
probably
because
wouldn't have
like
gotten that reaction with Trump, but yeah, that's awesome.
you can love the guy, you can hate the guy, but you can feel happy for him in that moment. Like he's having a good time. He's a happy old
It's at
man.
the time is the Irish know how to make a welcome, dude. They just don't know how to do a goodbye. Um,
God, facts though. And plus, out of all that happening, it's just basically one giant middle finger to the British Empire, which is just cherry on top.
oh no, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
two countries that had major issue with them. Yeah, we're doing well off, boys.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Can you hear that outside my window?
Yeah, what is going on?
It's some college chicks, man. I don't know. It's. Yeah, I live near a university, man. Which kind of makes it cool, right? Because like the bars down here, like are at least on Thursday nights are always interesting. Um,
Plus, you have a more relatable crowd, honestly. So
Relatively, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's funny because I'm out of college, right? And so like I'm getting older, and I might go back to school for my master's, but like I'm
yeah.
definitely not like typical college age. So I feel a little out of place because like all these are fucking like Gen Zers to the max, and like I'm like I don't know, it's all arbitrary, but like I am like a Gen Z, I think by definition. So like, but it's hard to identify with some of these folks because like some of them were born in like 2000, and like especially the ones that were 21, that are 21 now. They were born after 9/11, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy.
I know they don't have a concept of what a majoring or what a major life altering event can do to an entire country. They have no idea.
They have no frame of reference. But I mean, it was funny because I was talking to somebody about it who's like, they're a millennial. And so I was like, well, I don't really, myself, I don't remember 9/11 because I was too young. But then he
Yeah,
was like, oh, yeah, I remember that shit. It was like a weird day. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. Just what a few years difference can make, man. But I mean, we all
yeah,
grew up in that world. But like, no, it's just odd to see. It's also that makes a world of difference as well, culturally wise, because they're raised on the internet in such a different way than I'm raised on the internet. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
they're discovering things. They're discovering more things on the internet at a younger age than I was when I was on the internet, and that's kind of like it's kind of weird to think about what kind of world people are being brought into with that impact and with the connectivity. Because everyone's able to post anything, anywhere, at all times. They can put any message out, and you can get all the way to the other side of the world, as long as someone's got a Wi-Fi connection.
Exactly.
Um,
Plus, it's way more terrifying because like technology has advanced so much that like they're living in the golden age of like artificial intelligence and
they could use ChatGPT for their classes. I couldn't do that shit.
yeah, exactly. Shit, they can use stable diffusion to make ungodly amounts of hentai.
Yeah, for real, dude.
Yeah, it's insane,
Um,
bro.
the duality of man. Which way, Western man?
Which
Um,
cheat on your exams or make hentai.
or make waifus.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's scary times, man. It's interesting. And then I mean, I was talking to somebody about like the housing costs and stuff, um, rent wise and shit, and that's all getting bad too. And she was like, "Yeah, it's like when people don't want to work anymore." And I'm like, "Yeah, people don't want to work because they don't want to work for a shitty wage, man. These wages aren't livable. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna work for 17.50 an hour when their rent is like 2,000 a month. You know what I mean? Like,
No, you need like 2, 3 other roommates with you, and then it's like manageable. You can actually then pool in your resources and actually live like pretty well, eat pretty
pretty
well. But it's
decently.
like,
You know, like yeah,
but then it's
it's
like
hard to do.
crowded. You might as well be living in a Russian prison, but you're eating like,
Ramen in your bedroom. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
and
yeah,
you share a bathroom with three other dudes. You know, it's like
yeah, drinking fucking natty lights and shit. Like, no, fuck that.
yeah, it's kind of like yeah. That's why I'm glad I live alone. I lucked
Yeah,
out, man. I'm happy with my space. Um, yeah, it's rough out here, man. And like some of these like fucking Gen Xers and these boomers just don't see it, man. It's like they're always just coming with the argument like no one wants to work. It's like well, no one people want to work. They just don't want to work for shitty wages, for starving wages. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Also, like, it's like they've been out of the workforce, well, minimum wage workforce for like so long. They don't know that they could like work at McDonald's and like actually raise up money for like a new car or like start on getting a new house and shit. You
that
can't
was
do that
like
in this time. No, fuck no.
that was like that was their frame of reference. You're right because you could just do that shit. You could get like a blue collar job,
Yeah,
as it were referred to, and then you could like afford to have a house and a family. But now it's like not even a college degree gets you that far, man. Like
yeah.
it's concerning.
That's the thing that most people like aren't addressing. It's like they've been out of that like lifestyle for like so long. They don't actually know what it's like working in customer service or retail anymore. Like
Hmm.
because once you stop working that industry for a while, you forget some of the like
The hardships, the struggles. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, or the little bullshit things you got to deal with. It's like that's why we got to start a new program. Okay, we get like older citizens to work maybe like 6 months in like retail or something at the very
Hmm.
least, and then do it every like 3 years just to refresh their memory on what that shit is like.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think they should teach like classes at the senior center where they should have the instructors act like Karens and just scream in the old people's faces and just see how they like it. You know what I mean? Like see if they want to do that, and then like at the end of the day, give them like a day's work of like here's 17.25 an hour after taxes, dipshit. Have a nice day.
yeah. Oh my
Just make that their
god.
fucking just make that their lesson, and then
Yeah,
they'll be like, and then the old people will be like, fuck, I get
yeah,
it. I get it.
yeah.
Um, it's crazy, man. Shit's stupid out here. It's really. Oh,
Also
I
put
don't
a
know, man. I get worried a lot these days.
Also, put a fucking cap on the music industry too, because like if it's not like good indie artists that are like popping up here and there and making good content, it's watered down like fucking pop music that anyone can make. Cut that shit out. Like bridge the gap between the new generation and the old generation by actually having them listen to the same shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good shit like
It's
Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, The Who. Literally, come on, man, it's not that hard.
yeah. It's not hard, man. I don't. It is oversaturated for sure. There's a lot of
Yeah,
content in terms of that, and especially with again with the internet. It provides a great deal of content to be spread, and that's both a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because like it's a good thing because like you were saying, it shares small artists out to other parts of the world. I mean, like my friend Revel makes music, and he was looking at like his streams, and motherfuckers are out in like Norway checking out his stuff, and it's like you can see those stats. And that's the beauty of streaming is like you can share it,
God.
but it is just a lot of content though. It makes it to be a lot of music, and people can get lost in that, and they have to kind of like try to filter through. And mainstream shit is the shit that's just catchy and basic, and it's just what's gonna catch people's ears. I was gonna
That
say
is
eyes,
true.
but in this case ears. Um, but music's music, man. People are gonna keep making music. Some of it's gonna be shit. Some of it's gonna not be.
Yeah, no, that's why you have to like really kind of weed through everything, see what's like unique, stands out, or just you genuinely enjoy. Because even if it is basic to someone else, if you genuinely enjoy it and get some meaning out of it, then here's to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
And I mean, people can enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. People can make music out of really anything. You just need a beat.
yeah,
It's kind of like it's very easy that way, and it's very accessible that way as well. It's accessible even without the power of streaming. It's like it could be something as simple as someone clapping their hands, and like that's music. Um, and so people can be into all sorts of different types of genres. Um, but yeah, it's all a lot of variety. But there's definitely just a lot of with the internet. I think with any industry, there's just a lot of saturation because of the internet. Because excuse me, oh my god. The nature of the internet is that it breeds an environment of which content can be shared, and I mean of where it's encouraged to be shared, because people can post, create anywhere, and put it out to the world, and it can be absorbed by someone or everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's interesting. Yeah, it makes everything super interconnected. And I heard there was a Korean Mike Birbiglia talking about it. He made this great analogy about it being like a neighbor thing. Like it makes you neighbors with like Russia and like China and like Texas, which like it's all kind of interesting that way, man. And it makes you really connected with people um, in a space, and that allows for a lot of good things to come of it. But there's a lot of bad things that come up of it as well. Like people spread sort of poor ideologies that are based in hatred, or they spread conspiracy theories, or they spread I don't know, man, or they spread bad music. So it's like yeah, it's a tool for good and for bad.
Yeah, and
We
it's
circle a lot back to the internet on these conversations, don't we?
well, no, I just blame it on like human nature in general. Like, what is it? During the punk era of like the '70s, you got like a band like the Sex Pistols. One of the members wears like a swastika T-shirt because they're trying to be like edgy and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I
then
was unaware of that. That's an interesting choice, man. I'm not really sure.
well, I get it. Like, I don't support it, but I get it. And then
I
like
get the need to be eccentric. Yeah.
yeah, because their whole like thing, punk music is just like pissing off the establishment and like you know
It's doing the most outrageous shit. Like there was recently a Bard show. There was a show on a train here in the Bay Area from a band that I know, because they're trying to be the most punk in the scene, which I will agree that is pretty punk. But like
yeah.
it's a little obnoxious.
But yeah, anyways, back to my point. Like
Yeah,
they
back to your
start
story.
wearing, t-shirts or like stuff like that, and it's like trying to be edgy and cool. And then you get like actual neo-Nazis out of the woodwork going to these shows. It's like uh the band starts to be like, wait, no, we just did it as a joke. We don't want this kind of audience. Fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
what you invite. Some people don't read into that sort of thing, and that's the hard thing, right? Is it's like
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's why there's a lot of skinheads in that. Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly. That's why there's skinheads listening to fucking like punk and like other genres like that. It's like it's sad. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Although
well,
on a side note of like interesting things going on at punk shows, there was that one time that someone got eaten out at a punk show. Yeah, you can find that on Twitter probably one of these days.
was that like a recent thing?
No, this was like what? Oh god, I think like 6 years ago, something like that.
Oh, jeez, what was the show, man?
I don't know, but like no, some like chick just gets on the fucking stage, lies on her back, and then like I guess her boyfriend or partner, goes at it. And, there's video, so it's like that's wild. The band was just like we weren't in for that, but like that was pretty cool though.
I agree. That is pretty cool. It's pretty punk, man.
But like I think like 2 months ago there's like this punk band from Australia that's like trying to make a vinyl record uh album containing their own urine in it.
What did I know it was gonna be something with piss? It's just I heard vinyl record and I was like piss, and like I somehow connected the two, and then you were right. It's piss. What
Well, it
the
was either
fuck?
gonna be piss or blood. I think semen could be an option on the table, but I doubt that's actually gonna work.
We put our blood, sweat, and cum into this into this record. You're gonna listen to
That would
it.
actually be a great name for a punk album: Blood, Sweat, and Cum.
Blood. Wait, but blood, piss, and cum. That's what it would be, dude.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, man.
At that point, just title the fucking album like Motel Bedroom. Like, that's pretty accurate. Because it has all three of those
Actually,
things.
yes, it hits all the boxes. So you know what? Yeah. I think we figured it out.
We cracked the code.
Why
Oh
the
my.
fuck? Okay, because like people were talking about how you could like make yourself into a vinyl record when you like with your ashes. Like that's cool. But I mean, like,
Oh, that's pretty fucking punk. I like that.
who would want? I don't know. That'd be interesting. And then like, but I was talking to my friend about it. Like, you put your like last like you put your like one last story or something, or it's like each track is like a story, and so it's just this album of stories of your life and stuff. That'd be like kind of a cool concept. You know what I mean?
Oh
Um,
fuck, that'd be like David Bowie's Black Star, but not nearly as depressing. It's more like it's just a window into someone's life, like
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Speaking of Bowie, man, that Moon Age Daydream documentary that was sick.
Ah,
Such a good movie. I want to watch that again. It's really well done. Where it's just a bunch of like quotes from him. It's shots from his concerts and stuff, from his like life, from his other works, and it's a lot of these conversations he's having about like life and stuff, and it's like really cool and like it's thoughtful and it's interesting, man. He was a rad dude. He was a particular kind of guy, man, but he lived it to the fullest, man. I respect that. I respect the fuck
man.
out of that.
God, what a
Guy was
card.
just straight living, dude.
I know, and it's like it his death probably hit the hardest for me because like it was everything leading up to that. It's like he knows he's dying of cancer. He knows he's got not much time left. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna put out one last album just to kind of pour exactly what I'm feeling during this time onto like, record. And it's a heartbreaking album, but it's also a way to like keep himself alive in a way. Like as soon as the album comes out after his death, like people hear about it, they want to listen to it, they're like, oh, this guy's fucking good, and then they listen to his whole discography, and you create essentially a whole new generation of David Bowie fans.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think anyone can discover anything at any time. I think it's weird to gatekeep. That term's been floating around. Gatekeeping is just an odd thing to do.
I
Like
fucking hate that shit.
let people enjoy their thing, man. Let them
Yeah.
enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. It's not that big of a fucking deal, man.
Yeah, I
Just be
never
cool about it.
understood gatekeeping. It's like so weird. It's like, dude, just let anyone listen to anything, man. Like,
Let them enjoy their stuff. They don't have to be like a hardcore fan. Like,
yeah.
um, you know, um, I've only listened to one Nirvana record all the way through. Um, I've listened to obviously their greatest hits album.
Yeah.
But that's not really an album. An album is like one that the band curated and stuff. I find, in my opinion, the greatest
Yeah.
hits kind of stuff is more of a compilation.
Well,
Um,
I think the only exception to that is Led Zeppelin's Mothership. That's only because they actually treat it like an album instead of like a greatest hits album.
no, for
So,
sure, no, for
yeah.
sure. That I can agree with. But yeah, so it's but yeah, I don't think you need to like because that just deters people from enjoying the art. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that would just be unfair. It's more unfair to the artist because like you're spreading it to less people. It should be the thing about art is like it's timeless. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Van Gogh's been dead for like fucking over 100, over almost two, what 100. What year did he die? 80 was
Uh
1886, something like that. So it's been like 150, 150, 40, 140 years or something like that.
yeah, about yeah.
Um, just about. I'm rounding up. And people still remember his Starry Night. That shit is never going away. And that's the point of art is like just show it to more people so that like more people can consume and like discover this person. Like like I've been listening to a lot of like old Delta blues, like sort of thing, and like these guys like recorded this shit 100 years ago,
Yeah.
just singing in the booth about shit. And I'm listening to it now thanks to the power of streaming, dude. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's
And then, like you
wild.
find records, old vinyls in the record shops, dude, and like you listen to those, man. It's like crazy.
Well, hey, at least you're preparing yourself for your like Tennessee trip. So there you go.
No, absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in two weeks. Oh wow, yeah, about 2 weeks. That's gonna be crazy, man. I gotta like start really getting everything together and like thinking about it. Um, it's always funny to me because I never think about anything until I'm like hitting that point where it's like coming up. You know what I mean? Like I've had the tickets for the plane for months. I've had the tickets for the show for months. But it would be cool. And I booked the hotel like a month and a half ago. I want to say. Got that all in the way. But now it's coming up, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be out there. Should be cool. But I think this is a good place to sign off here, man. What do you say we clock out?
I think that's a good idea, man. This is the 9 to 5 boys clocking out.